Give it up for Byron. Hey, good morning, movers and shakers. So today I want to talk about my favorite core value in the organization, which is building relationships. And if you think about what business is a relationship. Even if you're talking about the relationship between an individual and a corporation, it's still a relationship. It's a relationship where money is exchanged for goods and services, and there is trust. Trust has to exist for that relationship to exist and continue, right? I trust when I use a business that if I spend my money, it's going to be money well spent, that I'm going to get the goods and services that I am paying for, that I'm going to get the experience, the consistent experience every single time that I'm paying for. And the business actually has trust for the customer. It's a relationship. So if we understand that, and especially if we're in small business and we're self-employed or we're in sales for a business, wouldn't we want to do the things that are necessary for us to build relationships and therefore help our business? Build relationships with existing customers, build relationships with potential customers, build relationships with Dr. Michael Diaz or networking partners, right? They could be Mel Goodrich too. That's a good one. So I heard a speaker many years ago, and he talked about building trust. And he said that a lot of people think that trust is developed based on knowing a person for a long period of time. So that the longer I know you, that the more we're going to trust each other. But he said, actually, that's not true. He said, trust is not based on how long you've known somebody. And let's prove that. Have you known anybody for a long time that you just don't trust? Yeah. You know, trust is not based on the duration of time that you've known a person, but rather it is based on the events that have occurred between you. And the speaker gave an example. He said, if you and I just met and we went on a hike in the woods and something happened and your life was in danger and you were on a cliff and I saved your life, wouldn't we have a lifelong friendship from that? Wouldn't we trust each other from that? We haven't known each other a long time, but it's the events that have occurred between us. So what we want to do, if we're trying to build relationships, is we want to think about, A, spending quality time with people. You have to be in communion with people and having that quality interaction so that you can have those events and exchanges that can build the trust. So we want to spend quality time, and we want to think about, well, what can I do to build that trust? Can I be interested in the other person? Can I be attempting to be helpful to the other person? Can I be trying to give to the person? And it could be referrals, it could be business, it could be that you're giving in other ways. We want to be careful not to manufacture this. There are some people in the world, in the networking world, in the sales world, who will put on a guise and they will say, well, let me try to make this person feel a certain way. Let me try to make them, let me manufacture that. I don't really care about them. I'm just all about money, but let me try to build this, relationship to get money. And we want to be careful not to do that because that can actually backfire against us in a big way, and it could cause people to absolutely not trust us. So we want to remain genuine the whole time, but we want to start thinking about what can we do to get in relationship with people. So two things. So last week I received my new checks in the mail from Bank of Tampa. Now, I had looked at different possible banks before going with Bank of Tampa, one of which was the GTE Federal Credit Union. With GTE Federal Credit Union, I had to walk in and stand in a line and talk to a screen. Well, with the checks that I just received, I probably could have ordered those on the Bank of Tampa website or something like that, but I was busy, and I know that Bank of Tampa gives me a higher level of service than I would have gotten at GTE Credit Union. So I just called Lee. I was like, dude, I need some checks. Can you order some checks? Absolutely, I'll take care of it. Now, I know I could have ordered those checks. He knows I probably could have gone on the website and ordered those checks. but he's selling a relationship, a higher level. So that's meaningful to me, right? Because I'm busy. That's why I went to Bank of Tampa. I wanted a different relationship, a better relationship, a different experience, and he's delivering it. And then the other example is Dr. Michael Diaz. So, Dr. Michael Diaz and I have done plenty of one-to-ones over the phone. And we could have just done another one-to-one over the phone. But he reaches out. He goes, hey, let's get together, maybe coffee, or maybe we'll meet after work. We met after work. We spent quality time. Things happen when you're face-to-face in a coffee meeting or a lunch meeting or a dinner meeting. Things can happen that just aren't going to happen in a one-to-one over the phone in terms of exchanges and building that relationship. So those are the kind of interactions that we want to have, and we want to be cognizant of building relationships so that we can therefore build our business. This has been your educational moment. Brian Wade, Tampa Financial Group.